You're watching News 2, coverage you can count on for St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas.
Coming up on News 2, Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen files a lawsuit for defamation of character, and it was heard over the radio airwaves. Cancer survivors say it's all about living life to the fullest. That was demonstrated at the Charlotte Community Cancer Institute. Are you willing to join this protest? Residents will gather to protest WAPA's LEAC. Find out what organizers are hoping to accomplish. Plus, ever wondered what's the environmentally safe way to get rid of household chemicals? Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us in this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Top in this newscast, a St. Thomas man is in critical condition after he was shot Tuesday afternoon in the Curran Terrace neighborhood. News 2's Natafa Romain was there for this breaking story and files this report.
Police are investigating a brazen attack here at the Curran Terrace housing community where a man was shot while carrying a young child. This latest shooting incident unfolded at about 3:30 Tuesday afternoon. Carla Thomas, a resident of Curran Terrace, had just seen the victim walking up the street holding a child before going inside to eat. That's when the shot rang out.
I sat down to eat, I heard a shot, so I ran outside and I ran across the street and I saw a baby running down the street crying. And then when I looked on the floor, there was a young man. And seeing him on the ground, I knew something was wrong from hearing the shot.
Trained in first aid by the American Red Cross, Carla says her instincts kicked in.
Instincts kick in. With my Red Cross training, and I applied pressure to the wound. I sent my son for a towel and I applied pressure to the wound and hold his hand and just keep talking to him and tell him to be calmed. And I checked his body for exit wounds. I saw none, so I figured maybe the bullet is still inside, and the ETM come and they took over.
Police say the man was shot somewhere in the upper body and that robbery was the motive. Carla, who was a mother of 3 and lost a nephew to gun violence in this same neighborhood 2 years ago, has been left shaken.
Well, to tell the truth, it gives me chills because my nephew was killed down here 2 years ago. And it gives me chills. It gives me chills, but it's not Curran Terrace. It's just individuals that live in Curran Terrace. So we can't say it's Curran Terrace.
Natafa Romain, News 2.
Again, the victim has been listed in critical condition. Police told us the man was robbed of his jewelry. Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. A VI Superior Court jury has found 3 men guilty on multiple counts in the murder of 25-year-old Almanzo Williams outside a dance club in 2009. The jury found 30-year-old Ja Williams and 18-year-old Jelani Williams guilty of first-degree murder, first-degree assault, unauthorized possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime of violence, and reckless endangerment. Kareem Hughes, 20 years of age, was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter and reckless endangerment. The shooting occurred at about 1 a.m. August 2nd near Gertrude's restaurant on St. Croix. Almanzo Williams was shot 13 times and some 49 mixed spent shell casings were found at the scene. Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen is suing a local radio host for slander and defamation of character. In a lawsuit filed with the VI Superior Court, Hansen is accusing radio personality Jamila Russell of making false and malicious statements against the senator during Russell's radio show on October 13th. News 2's Zarka Parsons has more.
I listened to it. Some of my colleagues listened to it, and it was incredible.
Senator Alicia Hansen is fighting back against comments she says local radio host Jamila Russell allegedly made during her talk show in October this year.
She referred to me as a convicted felon. She referred to me as someone who has teeth and is going to thief again. And she even made reference to the company I'm planning to thief with.
The senator filed a lawsuit against Russell, Russell's employer Reef Broadcasting, and Hugh Pemberton, who runs the station.
On the following day, she did say that he sanctions everything that she says except for religion. We waited to hear him come out publicly and say something that he didn't, that he was not in agreement. He didn't say anything.
Senator Hansen says these attacks on her character have come after she started investigating the LEAC and the third extension agreement.
A year later, it is, you know, like a dead coming out of the ground saying that I'm not eligible, I'm a convicted felon, you know, I'll thief again. Simply a smear campaign.
Hansen's complaint also provides proof the accused Jamila was under contract as a media aide with her uncle, Senate President Ronald Russell.
And I knew that Senator Russell was in fact paying her with these contracts where he never admitted to until I exposed them. All I've done is attempt to assist Senator Russell become president. I've shown him support. But from the inception, I observed, and then now I'm convinced, that the LEAC issue has been nothing than a platform for him to undermine.
Hansen says her focus is doing the people's work, but there are legal consequences to face if you set out to ruin someone's name. Erica Parsons, News 2.
Neither Senator Ronald Russell nor Jamila Russell were available for comment by News Time. Do you have a weapon stored at the VI Police Department in the district of St. Croix or St. Thomas, St. John? Well, you may want to get in contact with the firearms unit. According to the VI code, firearms left in the care of the VIPD that have remained unclaimed by the owner for 12 months or more can be considered abandoned. Police say there are a number of weapons they are holding in safekeeping for more than a year. The cutoff date for a response is December 7th. After that, they will be destroyed. On St. Thomas, you can call 715-5519. On St. Croix, you can call 712-6058. Have you ever wondered what's the most environmentally safe way to get rid of household chemicals, fluorescent lights, or batteries? Well, now there's a new and improved way for VI residents to dispose of household hazardous waste items. The VI Waste Management Authority has opened 2 new facilities that will allow individuals to safely dispose waste that's dangerous for the environment. News 2's Alison Morvanek has that story.
The next time you want to toss batteries, use paint, light bulbs in the trash can, think again. Or better yet, think about taking those hazardous waste items to the territory's new hazardous waste facilities.
What we've had to do is construct several household hazardous waste facilities for residents to dispose of their household hazardous waste. And so that's what we've been doing, and we finally have 2 facilities completed, and we're ready to accept household hazardous waste.
The 2 new facilities are at the Bavoni Landfill on St. Thomas and Williams Delight on St. Croix. The goal is to have 6 household hazardous waste facilities for VI residents. The facilities are to meet compliance with an October 2009 consent order from the Environmental Protection Agency.
It is very important that the residents of the Virgin Islands know that the disposal of hazardous material is going to directly have an impact on our environment in the very near future. That's why it is important to bring your stuff here to this facility so that we could basically facilitate the disposal of this type of hazardous waste.
The facilities are open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Residents can bring by items such as
household hazardous materials such as your bulbs, your used paints, your chemicals, your used oil, your antifreeze, etc., your electronics here to the facility so that we could properly store the items, properly dispose of the items for you.
Encourage everyone to bring them here because we don't want it to get into our groundwater or into our marine environment that can harm our fish and so forth, and our coral and those type of things. So it's best to bring them here so we can dispose of them properly.
And protect the environment as much as possible. Alison Bourne-Vanek, News 2.
The new household hazardous waste facilities are only open to residents and not businesses. Again, you can drop off hazardous waste Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Keeping our eye on the economy with Scotiabank's Stock Market Watch, a new report from the Labor Department offers hope that the job market is slowly improving. Employers advertised more jobs in September than at any other point in the past 3 years. Companies and governments posted 3.35 million job openings, a 7% increase from August, and the most since August 2008. The Dow ended the day up 101 points. Coming up on News 2, the Charlotte Kimmerman Cancer Institute celebrated Cancer Survivors Day Tuesday. We were there. Plus, residents fed up with WAPA plan to march on the VI legislature come Wednesday. We'll talk to the organizers to hear what they're trying to accomplish.
If you see news happening, call the News 2 hotline at 714-NEWS. That's 714-6397.
Tuesday was a day of victory for cancer survivors and their families on St. Thomas. Those who had dealt with it were given a special welcome to relax and enjoy at the Charlotte Kimmerman Cancer Institute. News 2's Charlotte Hancock has the story.
Patients checking in at the Charlotte Kimmelman Cancer Institute Tuesday received treatments that were a little different from their usual. One breast cancer survivor, Dedica, shared what she is glad to be getting done here these days instead of chemo.
I already got a massage and I'm getting my hair done. I'm going to get my hair done in about 10 minutes. I'm going to have my nails done. Looking forward to everything. And besides, there's good food.
The spa-like services are a part of the Cancer Survivor Celebration Day.
Having been a 12-year breast cancer survivor myself and knowing what it takes to go through an ordeal, it's just more than an ordeal. I can't pinpoint exactly the words to describe what it is having to go through cancer treatment, radiation therapy, chemotherapy. And it's just a mundane, everyday come for treatment. We wanted to do something special for them.
Event organizers at the Charlotte Kimmelman Cancer Institute say it's not just about pampering these survivors, it's about celebrating the fact that they're alive.
The people that are here today is people that were actually doing treatment along with myself. So we actually became like roommates, you know. There's some of us that are not here, unfortunately. There's some that have passed, unfortunately. But for those that are here, we are grateful to be here, and it is a very good feeling.
And as a hospital employee, Dedica also wanted to make sure Virgin Islanders know how to prevent ending up going through what she had to.
Early detection is always the key. Early detection, and don't be afraid to check, because once you check, there is help, there is things that can be done. There's not a cure, but there's treatment.
Charlotte Hancock, News 2.
To be part of the day of celebration in the future or to donate to it, you can contact Donna Phillip at CKCI at 775-5433. If there's one thing that folks living here in the territory have in common, it's their anger over high energy bills. At 10 a.m. Wednesday, folks will be banding together on all three islands to let their voices be heard. They're calling it the All Are We WAPA protests. Dozens of people are expected to mass at the VI legislature on all three islands to send a message to the government and the VI Water and Power Authority. Something needs to be done about the pricey LEAC.
So what you want to do is make signs, obviously, and get prepared to talk about and let our senators know that we need help with the LEAC charges, because they're just killing our economy and the people themselves.
To put forth a fan page, get the word out, and actually have action behind it, rather than just create another fan page where people could voice their dismay. But get out there and make a difference. And I think everybody's been using the phrase "get out and stand up," or something along those lines. Just be heard, and in a group we can make a difference.
Amongst the objectives of the protest, organizers want to get the LEAC subsidized by 50% with a cap at 20 cents kilowatt per hour. They also want the government to pay all WAPA bills owed, just like their citizens. They're also calling for transparency of LEAC charges. They're calling for the LEAC to be broken down for consumers to understand. For more information, you can visit the website at www.facebook.com/protestwapa. When the verdict was read, cheers erupted outside the courthouse. Now Michael Jackson's fans are celebrating Conrad Murray's conviction. The doctor in connection with the King of Pop's death was convicted on involuntary manslaughter on Monday. Murray had no reaction when the jury read the verdict. but he seemed surprised when he was immediately remanded into custody by the judge. It will be 3 weeks before Murray is formally sentenced, but he could be facing up to 4 years in jail. The Jackson family was also in support of the verdict, claiming justice was served and that Michael Jackson was watching over them in their time of need. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Well, certainly lots of clouds across the area today and some showers, which you'll see on Doppler radar, but just not quite as active as it was yesterday. In fact, most of the moisture has been off to our east, or I should say west, throughout the day today. And you can see Doppler radar showing once again, some showers, thunderstorms, locally heavy rain across parts of Puerto Rico, but across our islands, not a whole lot, just a few spotty showers around. And I think that's going to be the case here over the next couple of days. It's still unsettled, but I'm not looking at any widespread rain. Just partly cloudy tonight with a couple of showers. Again, we still do have high surf advisories out for St. Thomas and St. John, mainly across the Atlantic side till 10 o'clock tonight. I think we're going to allow that to expire. And as we head toward tomorrow, we're not going to have the same kind of high surf problems that we've been having over the last 24 hours. 77 degrees across the lower elevations. I think tomorrow is very similar to today. Clouds, some sunshine. I think a couple of showers around. It's not going to be raining all day, but certainly it's not going to be bright and sunny either. Variable clouds, a couple of showers in the area in St. Thomas. High temperature coming in at 86 degrees. Meanwhile, St. Croix, 84 degrees. Variable clouds. Again, a couple of showers around, but no heavy rain. Now, do be careful, small craft operators, especially in the Atlantic waters. The small craft advisories will be expiring as we go through tonight. Winds out of the southeast tomorrow, 6 to 12 knots. Waves are going to average 4 to 6 feet. Meanwhile, in the Caribbean, again, be careful, small craft operators. Waves up to 6 feet. Winds out of the southeast at 7 to 14 miles per hour. Subtropical storm Sean, that is off to the north, and really it won't have any impact on our weather, except you can see all this moisture wrapping into it. But as Sean continues to move northward, I think what's going to happen is this moisture will move north and east as well, and instead you see all the clear skies across the central Atlantic. That's what's going to be arriving here as we get into the upcoming weekend. Your News 2 AccuWeather extended outlook, so still a little unsettled here. Wednesday, Thursday, clouds, some sun, couple showers around. I think we'll see more in the way of sunshine on Friday. Partly sunny, just a passing shower. And right now, the weekend, I think it's going to be partly to mostly sunny with nothing more than a passing shower. Again, high surf advisories continue till 10 o'clock tonight in St. Thomas and St. John, but they will be allowed to expire. Sandy, back to you.
As always, thanks for that, Bernie. Here's a quick peek at our News 2 Allergy Index. A moderate pollen count at 4 and severe mold count at 216. Time for our News 2 weather picture. It's by Akai Regis, 3rd grader, representing Gladys Abraham School. And nice scene there, beautiful colors, some dark clouds, but lots of sunshine to keep things nice and bright. Thanks for that, Akai. Send us your News 2 weather picture to News 2 Weather, #1 Belgian Place, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, 00802. Stick around, News 2 Sports is coming up next.
Got a sports tip? Call 774-2200 or fax us at 714-2970.
The sports world is mourning the loss of one of boxing's all-time greats, Smokin' Joe Frazier. He died Monday night after a brief battle with liver cancer. Susan McGinnis has more.
Smokin' Joe Frazier's vicious left hook earned him a place in boxing history. Born in South Carolina in 1944, he picked up the sport at an early age. A top amateur, he won Olympic gold in Tokyo in 1964 and turned pro the following year. In 1971, Frazier became the first man to beat Muhammad Ali, knocking the boxing great to the canvas in the fight of the century in New York's Madison Square Garden.
9-6 for Frazier.
Frazier fought Ali twice more, losing both battles, including the famous Thrilla in Manila. Ali called that fight the closest he ever came to death. In all, the two men traded punches for a total 41 rounds during their careers.
Everybody loved it. Loved what went on in the 3 fights we had. Maybe I can get a 4th one.
Outside the ring, Ali taunted Frazier mercilessly. But following his death, Ali released a statement saying, "The world has lost a great champion. I will always remember Joe with respect and admiration." In later years, Frazier had money troubles and ran a gym in his adopted hometown of Philadelphia. Last September, the former heavyweight champion returned to his home state of South Carolina, where he was honored with a Lifetime Achievement and Service Award. Frazier was diagnosed with liver cancer only weeks ago. He died in Philadelphia at the age of 67. Susan McGinnis, CBS News.
As word spread of Joe Frazier's death, many have come forward to pay their respects to a champion and to offer prayers for his family and friends. We spoke with world champion Julian the Hawk Jackson to get his reactions.
You know, here to at least celebrate his memory, you know, and all that he have done for boxing. And I'm one of them that really, I believe, appreciated him and for the courage and all the things that he did in boxing did a lot for me, encouraged me. He was one of the best in the world. And again, Joe Frazier was a tremendous athlete, and we're going to miss him.
Most definitely. Lastly, the Bears gave the city of brotherly love a tough loss Monday night in Philly. The Eagles' record now a dismal 3-5, tied for the last place in the NFC East with the Skins. In the second, Eagles trail, but not for long when Matt Forte gets stripped by Brian Rolle. Rolle returns it 22 yards for a touchdown. Eagles tie the game at 10. Third quarter action, LaShawn McCoy sees a seam and takes it 33 yards all the way to the house. Eagles take a 24-17 lead. To the fourth we go. Successful march ends here with Jay Cutler connecting with Earl Bennett for the 5-yard touchdown pass. 27-24 Bears. The Eagles try to pull off the comeback here. 4th and 10 at the Bears 39. Michael Vick completes to Jeremy Macklin, but he slips and is unable to get the first down. Bears ball with just 1:45 to go. They win it 30-24. And that's going to wrap things up for this edition of the Sportscast. Sandy, back to you.
Awesome highlights. Thanks for that, Natafa. And we'd like to thank you for joining us. That's all for now. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We'll see you next time.